Dr. Margaret Cochran is a licensed transpersonal psychologist who's here with tips on how to improve our communication skills. And they can always be, it's always a bumpy road.
We can start now.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's start from here.
I love your bio vest, by the way. You look so snazzy in that earlier.
Like that earlier?
Very,
yeah.
The stomach and very.
Well, it was kind of a
it's a good
nice,
look for you, really.
A nice, look at where my organs really are in my body.
In case you were wondering.
Okay, you always hear people say what you mean and mean what you say.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's harder to do than it is to say. You know what I'm talking about? It's communication.
Yes, it's a communication
I'm already
issue.
blubbering.
Well, here's the thing. People have to consider their communication carefully, and that's something often we don't do. Let me talk a little bit about the neuroscience of communication. Okay? If you think about the brain as like my hand here, this part is the brain stem, and this is where you do sneezing and coughing, and it makes your heart go and your lungs go. This part here is the thalamus, hypothalamus, and ventral tegmental area. This is where your serotonin comes from. This is where your dopamine comes from. This part here, my thumb, is called your limbic system. This has your hippocampus, which does memory and concentration, and your amygdala, which does strong emotion. Now here, these fingers on the top, this is what you're used to seeing in a picture of the brain, the crinkly part.
Right.
Okay? And that's the cortex. That's where the thinking happens. And my fingernails here are the prefrontal cortex. That's where the executive functioning happens. Now here's the deal with communication. If you talk from your limbic system, this emotional center, you're apt to bypass this thinking part. And you're going to say some things that you're not going to be very happy about later. So the key is to ask yourself 3 important questions.
Okay.
What's happening to me? Okay. That's going to access your cortex, so you're going to think about, what is the situation really versus what I imagine it to be. How do I feel about it? That's going to access your limbic system, or your thumb in this case, and you're going to get a gauge on, okay, what do I really feel? Am I angry? Am I sad? And then finally, the question is, who do I want to be in this moment? Okay? Because communication, life, is a moment-to-moment experience. So if you stop and take the time to ask yourself those 3 questions before you speak, you're going to have a much more successful experience with your kids, with your spouse, with your coworkers.
Yeah, good luck with that. I know. I'm thinking, don't most people come from here?
Yes, they do, and that's how we get ourselves into trouble.
Well, isn't that human nature?
Well, it's all human nature, okay? But basically what happens is that we have gotten to a place in our culture where we've outgrown our evolution. Our brain is trained to react as quickly as it can to perceived danger.
Right.
But now we have so much stress all around us all the time. Messages and constant communication, constant bombardment. And so we tend to come more from this emotional danger reacting place than we do from the thoughtful considered place. And that's, as I said, when we get ourselves into trouble.
Okay, so the 3 questions to ask yourself, because life happens so quickly.
Oh, yes, it does.
What do you suggest in terms of, do you suggest when something happens stepping back, removing yourself from it and going someplace quiet and kind of thinking about it before you react?
It depends on your level of reactivity. In some cases it's just about taking a breath. Okay, and then I can give you a considered response. Other times you have to say, excuse me just a moment, I need to go and do something, get a drink of water, a cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, whatever excuse you want to give, and give yourself the time you need to be able to respond in a way that feels that it's full of integrity and kindness and compassion and will really communicate the message you intend to communicate.
Okay, often we get communication coming towards us and we're hurt by what we've heard from a family member, a friend, or whatever. How do you deal with that?
Well, actually, it's really important if discussions get heated that you use what we use with children, which is time out. Okay? Particularly for men, if their pulse rate gets over 120 beats a minute, something bad's going to happen. So as things begin to escalate emotionally, that's a good time to just say, let's talk about this when things are calmer. Let's just take a minute. And the best way to do it is to talk about how you're going to respond when you're angry before you're angry. Okay, so let's say you and I have sometimes a little bit of a contentious relationship. I'm going to say to you, you know what, next time we get mad, I may ask for a timeout, just to, kind of stop action for a little bit. I'll come back and we'll finish our discussion, but I just need a moment to think about it. So you don't think I'm running away from you, or that I won't, finish our discussion at some point.
We could do the whole hour on this. Will you come back sometime?
I'd be delighted.
I'd love that. Okay, and I'm going to put into action what you've taught me right now. You ready?
I'll be watching.
Okay, Lily, my executive producer, can we have a timeout when we have a misunderstanding?
Sure.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
See?
Yay, it works.
Awesome, high five.
It works.